Conceive, believe, achieve. Shut the up.
You're listening to Believe You Me with Michael the Count Bisping and Paul Felder.
Welcome to the show, everyone. I was just telling Paul. Oh, it's a little bit of a rush one this morning, Paul. Obviously, we were in Las Vegas, 326. We're going to go on about that. Got out of bed, ran 3 miles in record time, did my red light therapy, did my weights, did my sauna. Just got out of it, showered, jumped in the pool, and now here I am. Well, jumped in the pool, then I showered. Now we're here talking to you, the Irish Dragon. We got Jiri Prochazka. We got Lerone Murphy. We got Lone'er Kavanagh. They're all joining us. Plus, we got the BMF madness to all talk about. Plus, the Whitehouse.
Yeah.
So, as always, I shout at the top of the show, and then I say, how you doing?
I had a way less productive day than you did. I tried to run. It didn't go well. I think from going from me and you working the desk straight to being on that red eye, sitting like that for a few hours. I had a connection in Chicago, got off the plane. I biked yesterday. When I got home outside, broke down. My bottom bracket on my bike broke 30 miles from home. Had to call an Uber to get home. So my hip was a mess today. I tried to go riding or go running. It didn't work out. Taking the kids bowling after this, though, so that'll be fun. We'll get back to it tomorrow. So, but you're right. We have a shit ton of stuff to talk about between our guests, what went down this weekend, the Whitehouse being announced, the rumors of what fight might have fallen off, John Jones going live on Instagram and falling asleep.
So I came back absolutely exhausted because the bloody clocks changed, right?
Yeah.
It was about 12:30 by the time I got to bed. And I thought, oh, this is great. Because my flight, I'm going to
get some real sleep.
I'm going to get some good sleep. But the clocks changed. Woke up for a pee at about 4:30 because I knew I was getting picked up. Couldn't get back to sleep. Came back, had another nice little day by the pool, had a couple of cheeky beers, nothing crazy. Callum comes out. I'm like, come and join us by the pool, you miserable sod. Get out of your bedroom. Come and see your father that is toiling away, working his ass off. Come and see me. Anyway, he comes, he says, did you see John Jones? You seen go live? And he showed me a little clip, and it just looked like he logged on for a second and then logged off. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I said, like, maybe he hit the live button by accident. He's like, Dad, have you not seen the other stuff? I'm like, no, I've just got back. And apparently there was tweeting and deleting. There was all kinds of shit going on.
Oh, yeah. He was active. Our boy Connor was out there tweeting and calling people out and bitching about the BMF belt. And he'd been doing it on Friday when he was bitching about them cutting weight to make the thing. And I mean, where should we start really with what went down this weekend?
Let's get Harrington and Brian on. This is a democracy. It is our show.
And credit to Brian, right? I mean, I think it was Brian that backed Mr. Charles Olivera this weekend. We couldn't have been more wrong.
Mike Harrington, you're looking rather smooth today.
Thanks, man. I've been, waking up early.
You don't sound smooth. My word, you are loud and proud, my brother. But you look good. You look good, as do you, Brian, of course. I called you on to ask you, where shall we start? But now I'm going to say, hold on a minute, get off the screen because I know where we start. But good to see you, boys. Bit of a rushed one. I mean, we got to start with the BMF fight on Saturday. Now, me and you were doing the desk, me, you, and Dustin Poirier. Great to hang out with Dustin because that's the first time I've ever done that. Obviously, I've met him in passing around the UFC, said hi, sat next to him at fights a couple of times. But to spend the whole entire day and evening just like getting to know him a little bit, great guy. And that was a lot of fun. I'll throw it to you in a second. So when the fight started, I was losing my mind. Charles Olivera goes out there. He's pushing the pace. He's going forward like he always does. Cracks him with a big right hand. Gets the takedown with authority. Takes the back, dropping elbows. I'm like, oh, my God. He's going to smoke Max Holloway within one round. But he didn't. And then the second round, I was like, whoa, he's going to do it again. And he didn't. And then the third, it was the same, and the excitement level dropped a bit. Then it was the fourth round, and then it was the fifth round. And by then, a lot of people were booing and stuff like that. Now, I do a post show for the UK broadcaster, TNT Sports. Nick Pete, who I respect greatly, his opinion was like a lot of people's online. It was like, that's not what the BMF's about. It's supposed to be guys going out there, giving us violence, throwing it all out there, taking chances, taking risks, not being safe and this and that. And I said, my counter was, I get what you're saying, and I'll pass it to you now.
Yeah.
My counsel was, I get what you're saying, but imagine if Charles did that. Imagine if he did rock him, take him down, and then choke him out in the first round. That would be pretty badass.
Yeah. I get what people are saying, and I do kind of sympathize and understand that when we think of this BMF belt, we think of these blood and guts fighters. We think of going toe to toe. I think we upgraded to 2 title challengers, 2 former champions. And I think, unfortunately, it actually kind of watered down what the BMF belt was really all about in the beginning. When it started with somebody like Jorge and somebody like Nate Diaz, where you know that's the kind of fight you're going to get. Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, you know that primarily that's how they fight. Now, you get a guy like Charles, you get a guy like Max. These guys, yeah, they have had these blood and guts moments, but they're also still at the very top of their game. So are Justin and Gaethje, but you know how they're going to act. Whereas Max is a little smoother with it. And up until that knockout, if we remember back, up until he KO'd Justin, it was systematic. It was not really a BMF type fight either. It was a pretty smooth decision on his way. And then he did the most BMF thing imaginable with the last 10 seconds. And Charles did that same thing. It was too easy for him. Why on earth would he do that? So I think the BMF needs to either change, move around, do different weight classes. Me and Brian were even talking before the show, before we got on, that it's got to jump around. Maybe some more catch weight. Maybe go back to making it guys that truly are just kind of blood and guts, because I don't think they're ever going to change the rules for it. We were also talking about how people are like, there should be no grappling. It's still an MMA fight. We can't say no grappling.
100%. And you bring up a great point. And we joked a while ago, or I did, saying, when do the bigger guys get a shot? Yeah. I don't think, and it just occurred to me, I don't think it necessarily has to constantly be a lineage, has to constantly be the guy that has the BMF is the next guy to fight for it. Right? How about, all right, you won the BMF belt. You get to have that at home forever. There you go.
Now that's you. Right. You live in history. Yeah.
You live in history, and you have no obligation to defend that. And then let a bit of time pass. So obviously, you know, it becomes nostalgic and people want to see a BMF fight again. And then they look around and go, right, I mean, he's fighting for an undisputed title. But someone like Jiří, he's a BMF. How about 100%. Someone like Jiří? Or someone like, I don't know, I mean, Pereira's a BMF, but you know what I'm saying? You just pick 2 other guys when an amount of time has passed and go, right, these 2 have been such warriors inside the octagon. We're going to give them the ultimate chance because they deserve, maybe they're not in line for an undisputed belt. But the fan base all agrees. We agree. Everyone watching agrees that these 2 deserve some kind of appreciation, a trophy, a piece of memorabilia, and the accolade, the accolade of being a UFC bad motherfucker. Yeah, I think that's a great shout, Paul.
Maybe they just do one fight at the end of the year, like the 2026 BMF.
Yeah,
fight.
That's not a bad idea either. Annual, just making it a yearly thing. Like, okay, who this year demonstrated those values of what a BMF is and get to fight for it.
That's an amazing idea.
Should we call Dana?
We're going to call Dana. We're going to call Zach. We're going to be like, listen, guys, we've got it. We figured it out. We sat around with Mike Harrington, Brian McKay, 2 of the best minds in the sport. We know this. You know that. And we figured it out on the fly, 5 minutes into the podcast.
I'll be honest. I think we did just figure it out.
I think that would stop. If they were to say that, it would quell, if that's the word, the negativity online. Quell.
Figured it out.
Did you guys see Max Holloway got his black belt off of his defensive performance?
Yeah. I did.
I mean, that does happen. That does happen. Yeah. Maybe they were planning on giving it to him anyway, and they thought that he was going to win, but he didn't win. And they're like, oh, I feel bad for the guy. Let's give him a black belt, like a token appreciation.
Not really thinking about how it looks when you just, again, Max did do a good job defensively, but we all know that I don't know, that I wouldn't want to get my black belt after having just been mauled on the ground for almost 25 minutes.
Hey, you didn't get submitted. There's a black belt. Harrington's always got an interesting take. Harrington, have you fixed the audio issues? Is he even there? What do you think about what you just proposed? You are a little loud.
Yeah, no, I would absolutely love to see that. Just retire, because we do want to see it. We want to see it up and down the line with these guys who I like. Conor's proposal, though. Did you see his idea? I'll come back. I'll take the belt from Charles Olivera. That'll set up a BMF for the trilogy fight with Nate Diaz. And it's like, I don't know, man, putting a bounty on a head of a guy like Charles Olivera is kind of fun too.
I think Conor, thank you very much, sir. I think Conor has had 2 undisputed titles. He's had ridiculous amounts of opportunities. I'm all excited for him to come back and fight, and I'm intrigued to see who that's going to be. But I don't think you need to give a BMF belt to Conor. There's plenty of other people that embody that spirit on the UFC roster, maybe that fly under the radar. Like, for example, and we're not getting into the Whitehouse, the opening card of the opening fight, Steve Garcia, Diego Lopez. Steve Garcia is on an 8-fight win streak, all stoppages, mainly in the first round.
And fights like a BMF. He fights like a BMF. 100%. Yeah,
so
I agree.
Guys like that, perhaps, So, all right. So, Olivera, impressive, unbelievable. Max Holloway. To be fair, again, just staying on that, a lot of that was down to Max Holloway not being able to stop a takedown, being able to absorb those shots. Because remember, Holloway's dropped a lot of people, didn't drop Max, so he had to take him down. And then Max couldn't get back to his feet. I'm not ripping on Max. I'm saying the reason it played out like that is because for the most part, Max couldn't get back up. When he did get back up with just like 5 or 6 seconds left, they threw down a little bit. And if Max was able to stand earlier, we would have seen more of that kind of action. It does take 2 to tango. I don't think all the blame. In fact, I don't think there needs to be any blame. I just think people went in with their expectations too high in hindsight.
Yeah, 100%. Everybody went thinking it was just going to be an absolute war. And we've kind of been, on most occasions, treated to that when this belt has been on the line. Again, even when Max and Gaethje fought, even though it was not quite as blood and guts, he broke his nose with the spinning back kick. Gaethje's throwing haymakers every chance he gets to try to get in and knock him out. And then ultimately it ends in probably the greatest knockout potentially in UFC history with 1 second left on the clock. So coming off of that, and then Poirier and Max really laid it out on the line. They dropped each other multiple times throughout that fight. I agree. I think we just were expecting this back and forth action. And when somebody was dominant, it's kind of, well, we're booing. And you can't blame Charles when you just, what are you going to do? He did let him up a little bit at the end for the last 10 seconds, but it was really 4 seconds.
And then also from the inception of it, we were kind of spoiled because you got 2 of the biggest gangsters that were ever involved in the sport, Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz. You know what I'm saying? Like those guys only fight a single way. You know what I mean? And their entire attitude, their spirit, their approach to everything in life is that of a bad motherfucker. Do you know what I'm saying? So like that, it set the stall high. You can't always have that. And this final point, we'll move on. And I think people forget. You say, well, Charles should have backed away. He should have given the people what they wanted, just like Max Holloway did against Gaethje. You got to remember, and you got to respect the sport. I'm sitting here with one eye. We have a heavyweight champion that's not currently active because he got injured. I have severe neck pain, 2 total knee replacements. It's not a game that you play. It's not football or basketball. I don't need to use those analogies because they've been used many times. But if you go, all right, okay, I'm going to let him up, and then you get sparked out, you get your nose broken, your jaw broken, you're never the same fighter or the human being ever again. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's easy to say that, but if you're the guy on top that's getting close to a rear naked choke, you would have to be out. No man alive is going to get up and say, screw that. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, I didn't see it happening. I was surprised he even gave him that tiny little bit at the end. Credit to him for even doing that. But even in that last exchange, it was Charles that landed the better shots. I really think the way he was looking and how good he looked, and I don't know if it was his dad and his mom and his wife and kids being in the crowd or whatever it was, but that mother effer was dialed in. He was on point. And I think even if it had played out on the feet longer, I don't know, man. I think it was Charles' night no matter which way it was going to go down.
That's a great point because I had the same thoughts yesterday. I was thinking about it. I did a little video walking through the Las Vegas airport and I had the same thought. I don't think and I won't say Ilia Topuria because he sparked him, but other than Ilia, I don't think anybody was beating Charles Olivera that night.
No.
There was something different about him, like just the intensity, the ability, the strength, the takedowns. He was as ready as a fighter ever has been. He didn't slow down one iota throughout 25 minutes of pushing the pace really hard. And save all your company men bollocks. Be honest. Be honest. I was on the edge of my seat when the fight first started. You and Dustin, because I was doing my little stupid videos for my YouTube, you and Dustin were chopping it up the whole time. Did you start to get bored and think, or were you still like, this is intriguing?
No, I was still intrigued. And again, I have history. Dustin has history with both of those guys. So we were really fascinated to see if Max was ever going to be able to get his moment. And I was waiting for the finish, to be completely honest. The way it was trending, I was there were so many times where he almost got on the jaw or under the neck. Now, I wish Max could have been able to get back up more so that we would have seen more of that. Like everybody else, I'm human. I would have liked to see those two throw down, especially because of how good Olivera's striking looked that night. But it is what it is.
Now, let me ask you, Paul, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to big yourself up a bit here.
Okay.
How does it feel to sit there as one of the few men on this planet that has a legitimate win? Is it two or just one?
One. Over him? Yeah.
You have a legitimate win over the baddest mother effer in the UFC. And if I remember rightly, it wasn't a particularly tough night at the office.
No, he almost got me in round one. And then from there on, it was elbows and punches to the face. Now, granted, I'll be the first to say that I think he's a different person at this stage of the game. But when we both met then, it was a fair play that night. Yeah. And, I went into his wheelhouse too, which you see a lot of people, and Dustin even talked about it when we were on the desk, were, I don't want to say afraid, but wary of going to the guard with Charles because of how slick he is off his back. And in the moment, I could feel him getting a little bit weaker throughout the fight when you land shots. And you've seen that in Charles's fights before. He gets wobbled, he gets hurt, and it feels really good. I'm not going to lie. Yeah,
listen, you could sit around the pub in Philly, sit there with your buddies, even though you don't drink, and you're just sitting there with your water and lecturing everyone about how many miles you do on the bike. And they say, Paul's kind of changed. And you can say, yeah, but I still beat the BMF.
That's right. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. On the ground.
Oh, even better.
Made him tap the strikes.
Oh, elbows to the face.
And then didn't stop hitting him.
I mean, the man's out of control. Jesus, Paul, get a grip of yourself.
I'm crazy.
Come on. Rebecca's bringing me some water, and that's why I was texting. Come here. Oh, no. Right, come. Would you care to come over here? I was a little bit late because
Don't blame me.
We were working out in the garage. And Rebecca, just come a little closer so you're on the camera. Rebecca always... It ends up like an argument or a bicker in the garage because I'm trying to speed things along because I got to get the podcast done. And it's important that women lift weights. She's sick of hearing that. But say hi to Paul.
Hi, Paul. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Sorry that you're being
great on the desk, by the way, at the weekend.
Oh, thank you.
She never said that to me.
I did. I think you both did wonderful. I did actually.
Oh, it's almost like we got chemistry.
I know, right? It was like it was like Believe You Me.
Yeah, it did. It kind of did feel like that. I mean, it's just me, you, and Dustin, obviously, with history with both those guys. It was a smooth desk weekend.
It was very smooth.
Let me ask you a question as a very, 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 very casual fan of mixed martial arts.
So casual.
What did you make of the main event? And don't worry about anything. Just give your honest opinion.
I hated it.
Oh. Jesus, I work for the UFC.
No, it was just so frustrating because Max wanted to actually fight and Olivera. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, he wanted to fight, but it was just a fan. It was very frustrating for a fan such as myself that wants to see actual fighting and not just holding him on the ground
casual
in in top control or whatever you call it. I don't know. But it was just boring to watch.
I'm sure. I'm sure, especially but that's a good point, right? For the casual fan, when there's something called the BMF belt on the line, and that's why we're seeing as much frustration with the general public.
No, I'm not. I'm
now that we're on Paramount. We were on CBS. We didn't have a good showing on CBS this week either, man. That was the Cody Garbrandt fight when he's getting kicked in the balls. He's throwing up in a bucket. I'm thinking,
see that?
I turned it on at that point, and
So hold on. So I missed that up until I got home. So that was it wasn't on Paramount Plus. That was on mainstream TV. CBS.
I think you could. I think if you wanted to just watch everything on Paramount, I think you could have watched it all the way through on Paramount Plus. But for the people that maybe don't have that and have CBS or just regular cable at home, they could have watched a bunch of the fights where also aired on CBS.
I mean that is a big deal. That is huge.
Because I mean, guys at home just scrolling through their TV that don't even have advanced cable and just have like the most basic package, you're gonna stumble upon the UFC on a Saturday night.
So this is why I was at the airport Sunday morning and I'm scrolling social media as you do, killing time, and I saw a lot of in the For You section on Twitter. Yeah. There was a lot of accounts that I don't follow that had a ton of interaction, so it was coming up on my feed, and these accounts were saying, this was my first time sitting down and watching a UFC fight. And I got to say, I found it pretty boring. That's why.
Yeah. It was. And listen, that's the sport, unfortunately. We can't forget.
That goes without saying. That's just the fight sometimes.
Look at the Super Bowl. I'm not a football fan, but the Super Bowl, by all accounts, was a shitty one, right?
Yeah. So that's what pisses me off too, though. It's like, don't act like other games, sports fans don't suck sometimes. Like you can watch a basketball game, a baseball game, a soccer game, God forbid, where there's no scoring whatsoever. How many times do we see 0-0 in soccer,
90 minutes and then overtime.
Yeah. And still nothing.
Okay, well, that was an excellent bit of input from a very casual, but
so casual,
hardworking and excellent householding wife.
That's a good segment, much. Michael.
It is.
She represents.
Clip that out, Harrington.
Voice.
Don't clip it.
No, we're putting that out as a separate video.
I'm not camera ready. Don't.
No, you're all right. Behave yourself.
I've just been in the garage working out like a maniac with you.
Your face is a bit shiny.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not camera ready. I haven't powdered my nose. I have blemishes.
Oh my God, yeah. You're blemishing the podcast, so it's time you left. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, sweetheart. No, but that is actually... Thank you, babe. No, but that is interesting because, and we haven't had that conversation. I got back and last thing she wants to talk to me about is the fight. She was like, what did you do in Vegas? Who were you with? She's not like that at all. But with it being broadcast to so many new eyeballs, it is a shame that it wasn't 5 rounds of nonstop action. But as you just said, as we mentioned, football, not basketball. Basketball, there's a point or a basket every few seconds. But soccer's the best example. And it's the most popular sport on the planet.
And baseball, even for U.S. fans, similar to that, where it can be a game that just nothing is happening. Or it can be 8 home runs in a game, 3 men on base, like a double. Guys are trying to run, and then the guy's out at home. Like there can be absolute chaos out of nowhere. And fighting can be just like that too, where it can be a pretty standard fight. And then the last 3 minutes of a round can be crazy. And you just got to invest. And I think the longer we're on CBS, the longer we're on Paramount, people are giving us crap. They're giving the UFC crap. We've had some shows that maybe haven't lived up to the potential that we thought they would. It's going to happen. It's still early. We're in March. There's a bunch of great fights coming up. It is. We have ups and downs like any sport in the world.
Yeah. Fully agree. All right, today's episode is brought to you by Betterhelp. Now, listen, in this modern society, burning out, being overstressed, your mental health declining, it's a real thing, okay? A lot of people are suffering from anxiety, temper issues, anger management. Maybe they're overindulging in alcohol, substance abuse. There's a lot of problems. And guess what? Talking to a licensed therapist really works. And now with BetterHelp, it has never been easier. But the problem is making time for therapy. That can be very challenging. BetterHelp makes scheduling and attending your weekly sessions really easy because it's all done online. You can do it on the phone, video, or just messages as well. And it's all based on your schedule. No driving to the other side of town, no carving out multiple hours. Just jump on the phone, have a FaceTime, send a few messages. And by the way, you can connect with over 30,000 therapists. BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 6 million people globally, and it works with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. So what are you waiting for? Prioritize your well-being with BetterHelp. If you've thought about some kind of therapy, but you're struggling to make that first step, it's never been easier. Just visit betterhelp.com/believe and you will get 10% off your first month. Trust me, I've done this myself, all right? I used to be a crazy, bad-tempered ball of rage, okay? And anger management definitely helped me with that, and it can help you. Go to betterhelp.com/believe to get 10% off your first month. That is BetterHelp, HELP.com/believe. We have about 15 minutes before Jiří jumps on. That is a BMF. That is fighting for the belt. Caio Borralho,
him fight for that. Like, let's say he wins this belt, but then down the line, sometime he loses it or even doesn't. Like, he's a worthy guy of fighting for that championship.
Yeah, he is. I would say if you're an undisputed champ, you don't fight for the BMF.
Right. Let's say he never gets there and it doesn't go his way. So I don't want to say that because obviously we have him on today, and I think he absolutely has a chance of becoming the undisputed champion of the world. But if he doesn't, God forbid, he's got a chance of becoming some kind of champion, and it's the BMF champ.
Yeah, I don't think we need to have the BMF and the undisputed up for grabs at the same time. If you're the undisputed champion of the world, it doesn't get any bigger than that. You're the undisputed champion of the world in the biggest combat sports promotion on the planet, right? The BMF is for, as we said, other people that embody that spirit and deserve some attention, trophy's not the right word. It just deserves to be remembered and outlined in history, because it'll go down as one of the BMFs, which is a very, very short list right now. So anyway, we got lots though. Caio Borralho looked phenomenal. Renier de Ridder, he'll say it. I like Renier. He's a normal guy. He's not easily offended. He kind of looked like shit. It wasn't a good fight, but Borralho was fantastic.
Yeah, de Ridder's problem is I think he's very strong. I think he's very good when he gets top pressure on the ground. I think he's tough as nails. As we've seen, he's been hit with some nasty shots in his last few fights. He just doesn't have that explosiveness that some of these middleweights have. Imavov would give him a lot of trouble, I think. Obviously, Borralho just gave him a lot of trouble. I think Sean Strickland, again, who has some good speed and puts punches together, would give him a lot of problems. Obviously, Chimaev, who's just a marauder in there, would give him trouble. So I think he had a really good run, and I think he's got to try to focus really hard at this stage of his career to see if he can get a little extra speed or work the wrestling. I don't know where de Ridder goes from here, but I got that one right. I had a rough night of picks when we never even got through all of them because we ran out of time on the pre-show before the fight started. We only got to pick that one and the main. So technically on tape, we only had 2 picks, and you were right. No, you were wrong on one, and we were both wrong on the other one.
Well, I did the full main card on my YouTube channel, and I got 2 out of 5 right, so it wasn't very good. But Borralho looked phenomenal, looked very confident, hands low, slick head movement. Just a really, really good performance. More impressive than that, on the microphone, calling out Dricus du Plessis. Because that was the great call out, because he knows he's not going to get the title shot. That's Strickland or Imavov. We'll wait and see. But you want a big fight that kind of puts you in that position next. Dricus du Plessis has been very quiet lately, other than doing an interview last week where he says that he felt like he was winning the Chimaev fight up until the final round, which was a bit of a weird take, but whatever. I like the guy.
Winning?
But where the hell has Dricus du Plessis been?
He's been so quiet. And he's got to fight somebody. There's guys calling for him. Brendan Allen wants him. Now Caio Borralho wants him. And I think coming off that performance, you got to think that Borralho may be the front runner. Who's ranked higher? Is Brendan actually ranked higher than Borralho?
Well, let me just magically bring up the rankings.
Because he needs a fight. So I think it's going to really come down to du Plessis with the UFC. Is who do you want? Because both those guys make sense for him.
So Dricus, is number 1. He's still number one.
No, I know Dricus is. What about Brendan and Borralho?
Brendan's 4, Caio's 7.
So you would think if you're Dricus, you're probably actually going to go after Brendan Allen. Now, if you're Dricus, Michael, who are you fighting? You got 2 options. They say you can have Brendan Allen or you can have Caio Borralho. Who do you want?
If I want to secure a victory and state my case and say, I ain't going nowhere, I want that title fight again. And this sounds really bad towards Brendan Allen, but I pick Brendan.
Yeah. And he's ranked high.
Because Brendan's really, really good. And when he's on, he's on.
He's on. Yeah. Just
but
like in the RDR fight.
Where he's off. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Whereas Borralho, for the most part, other than Imavov, is pretty consistent and he's really good. And he never looked better on Saturday than what he did on Saturday night.
And Imavov is freaking good, man. Like he makes a lot of people look bad. He's probably got the best hand speed in the entire division, hands down.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I think if I'm Dricus, I'm taking my chances against Brendan, but I don't know. I don't know what he thinks, I'm not.
Okay. Right. So we've got about 10 minutes. So we're going to get to this before we get to Jiří because it's relevant and it's current and it's all anyone's talking about. But we'll start off
Whitehouse
a little bit. Harrington, thoughts on the Whitehouse card?
Oh, Freedom 250?
Freedom 250.
Freedom 250, baby.
I'm very excited for Freedom 250. I think for what are we talking about here, right? The 2 biggest stars in the sport by any measure. It's got to be Alex Pereira and Ilia Topuria. So to have them both on one card in their primes, like at the top of their drawing power, unlike anything we've seen since maybe UFC 100. So very happy about that.
Let me ask you, a lot of people naysaying it, right? And I think I agree with you. You got 2 massive stars, and Justin Gaethje as well, who's still an absolute massive star. You should have been in the building to hear the pop that he got when they announced that he's going to be headlining with Ilia in the Whitehouse. I just think because it's been so long and so much anticipation and all the rumors have been swirling around, and some pundits have said this too, that I think we were expecting just like our minds to explode when we saw the card. And really, when you sit back and you look at it, there's a good mix of like guys on the come up, a guy like Steve Garcia, who's going to give you violence from the beginning of the night right there. Then Rufy, who's unbelievable to watch. Chandler, who's going to just move forward and get punched in the face most of the time. And then people are giving Bo Nickel crap for Dawkins, my Philly boy. But guess what? He's got to fight somebody, and a lot of people said no to Bo Nickel, including Kobe Covington, who won't fight anybody.
I'll be honest. I was a little surprised at the Bo Nickel one. The Kyle Dawkins. I know he's your boy, and I'm not trying to rip on him. I was surprised that he made it to the Whitehouse card, and I think that's kind of where some people are talking shit. And I was talking to a couple of people at the airport as well, and they were like, I didn't know them from Adam, but they were UFC fans. They were in town, and they were like, well, we expected like Brock Lesnar or this, that, or something wild. And I'm like, well, Brock Lesnar is very much too old now to do that. And they're like, well, like somebody like The Rock, but they wanted something crazy. I'm like, well, The Rock's never had a fight in his life. I get what they're saying. It would have been great if it was, because I can't think of a single example right now. All right, maybe he just became a free agent. Let's say Francis Ngannou. That would have been a big shock. You know what I mean? Who else is there that they could have done?
They were talking about maybe Gable's debut. Stevens would have been involved.
But even then, though, like the guy had 3 fights, and like you're talking about these other, that's for Netflix and Jake Paul and those guys to take those kind of, I don't want to say freak show fights because they're still legitimate fights, but over the top type fights and things that maybe don't make sense. The UFC is in the business of putting prime athletes in positions to be fighting other prime athletes. Like what people were giving Ronda. Well, why did the UFC snatch up Ronda and Gina Carano? Because we don't want that. I will watch it. I have no problem with it happening, but it's not going to happen in an octagon in the White House.
And for example, I just said Francis Ngannou, right? There was a lot of troubles with Francis Ngannou when he was under management, and Dana told the story recently, a few months ago, about how like Ngannou made threats or grabbed him and stuff like that. And a lot of people were calling bullshit on it. And Gane never denied it. And by the way, I'll say this now. I heard that story years ago, not from Dana White. So when there's been stuff like that, you're going to be like, I'm not going to reward that guy and make him into a global sensation. Yeah. And that's another thing as well. You got to put people on this. You got to think this is going to be one of the most watched cards of all time, right? Probably the most. I would assume. Maybe I'm wrong. Whoever wins on this card and puts on great performances, they're going to become stars, superstars in this sport overnight. So you want to make sure that if I'm a promoter, that they have longevity, they have a future, that you're going to be able to work with them.
Like in the company, like you get Steve Garcia to have a big win over Diego on the Whitehouse or vice versa. These are guys that are already embedded in your company that just need that push, that are going to bring violence, and you give them a chance, right? And they were ready. The other thing is there was a lot of fights that just couldn't get put together because of injuries. Islam's hand is hurt. Kayla Harrison's neck is hurt. I guarantee that
Jan's having back surgery.
Yeah, like there was fights that could have got put together, but they're not ready. It has to also work around that date.
The usual suspects are around online, criticizing till the cows come home, right? But what you got to understand is, and again, I'm not trying to defend the UFC. They don't watch this, okay? But we know the business at a higher level, right? They don't watch it. They don't care. Zach even asked us, and that's kind of like the guy that booked.
Are you still doing the podcast together?
Yeah, exactly. That's what he said.
You don't watch every week.
Do you guys still do that podcast together? That podcast? You mean the award-winning, Believe You Me? They don't give a fuck. We're allowed to say what we feel, but we know the business. We speak to these fighters. We speak to the managers. We're at almost every bloody event.
Yeah.
And we know from being fighters, training for this sport is one of the hardest things you can do. And the reality is a lot of the big names right now are just injured. Now, granted, there is the whole John Jones saga, right? And maybe that would have been cool,
Yeah.
And Dana came out and said they were never in a negotiation. I know John Jones is kind of saying otherwise, but from what I understood and from what I heard, it was like there was a bunch of people that they were potentially speaking to and not speaking, just checking. It's like my daughter, and you'll know this term. She's still trying to book a big break. You know what I mean? In the acting world, God bless her. And I give her a pep talk every day because it's heartbreaking for her. But she's had a couple of opportunities, or multiple actually, where they check her veils, right? And I'm like, they've checked your availability. Oh, you've got this part, Ellie. And she never hears from them ever again.
Yeah.
Right?
Because it's her and other people. And maybe if somebody else can't, you get it. And that's not even an insult. Sometimes that's how you break through.
But that's what the UFC was doing to a lot of people. They were checking your veils. They were like, would you be, just so they can have all of these conversations.
Map it out.
Because remember, Justin Gagey came to the post. He didn't even know that he was going to be on. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And we had heard that, right? We had heard that, that was exactly it. Like we were picking and just trying to get dirt from every producer, everybody that we could talk to. And we got a lot of that where it's like, listen, there's a lot of things that they're not even sure what's going on. And then finally we were there on fight night. And that's when I found out that we were going to find out tonight. I had no idea until the night of the show, like, hey, by the way, we're announcing it tonight.
So I just wanted to ask if you guys got any color, because the one fight that wasn't on there that I think a lot of people would have been super hyped about, Hamzat versus Sean Strickland. Was there any talk about that, like that you guys heard of at least, or any idea why that one wouldn't be on there with the most American guy?
Hamzat is not in a position right now to fight, I believe, at 185 pounds. He's far too heavy. Now he's motivated because he's down in Newport Beach. He's training his ass off with Sam Calavita. He's like a renowned strength and conditioning coach. I see videos of him all the time. He is working his ass off. So he's working towards something. But from what I understand, June is far too soon. He let himself get too big.
And the other thing I was going to say too, for people, and again, some of the people on the card, I was surprised that I had nothing against Ayman Zahabi. Nothing against. I was surprised at that one.
Same.
I was surprised at that one. But guess what? again, it comes down to availability. These guys agreeing to certain matchups and who's going to fight who. And I was just going to say something about, you can't. I know early on, Trump said a lot of things that I think kind of threw people off too, that it's all going to be title fights and it's going to, it's going to be great. It's going to be title fights. And it's like that. That's the shit Trump does, right? He says outlandish things sometimes. And then, of course, go figure.
All right, if you're a dog lover, listen up, because Better Wild are here to help you and help your dog. I've got 2 dogs. Harry, we love him, but his breath absolutely stinks. Ford, he's great. He's always scratching away like crazy because, well, dogs always have a lot of allergies and they like to have treats as well. They're always begging for something. So now I can give him a treat whilst fixing their problems. I can give him a chew for Harry whilst it fixes his bad breath, because Better Wild has all kinds of supplements, all kinds of treats, and they're all designed to help something. I use Better Wild Allergy Relief Soft Chews, a supplement designed to support your pet allergies defense system by strengthening their digestion. They're actually the first and only chews with ancestral advantage wolf probiotics derived from your dog's mighty ancestor, the wolf, that help restore a healthy balance of good bacteria in the gut. Better Wild Allergy Supplement Chews include 4 key ingredients: a premium blend of wolf probiotics called the Ancestral Advantage, which is derived from kimchi that's been clinically proven to reduce itchiness and redness in just 2 months with daily use, colostrum to boost immune function and fight inflammation, salmon oil to support healthy skin and fur. And by the way, another thing is it'll stop begging all the time, wanting your food. You just give them one of the Better Wild treats because they love them. Harry and Ford absolutely love them, and I'm sure your dog will too. Better Wild is committed to helping your dogs with science-backed, veterinarian-approved solutions that turn out you can feel great about them. The dog are going to love them, and it's going to fix a variety of problems. And Harry's breath is already getting better. And right now, Better Wild is offering the listeners up to 40% off your order at betterwild.com/believe. That's betterwild.com/believe for 40% off your order. Betterwild.com/believe. Give your dog a treat, make it healthy, help them out, fix the breath, stop the scratching. Betterwild.com/believe, 40% off your order.
Oh, wait, there we go. Well,
there he is.
Hey, guys.
Jiri, my brother, good to see you. Thank you for your time.
Good to see you.
Hey, we were just talking about the BMF situation, and we said one guy that is definitely a BMF is the one and only Czechoslovakian samurai Jiri Prochazka. Would you like one day to fight for a light heavyweight BMF belt?
Man, I don't know why, but maybe because today interview, but I thought about that today. I thought about that, and I just got an idea. And guys, I think the BMF title will win the guy who will stay in the center of the octagon, and like Max Holloway just showed with the hand to the center and stay there, and all the round, all the time, just this pure violence, pure BMF.
We'll get to your fight, obviously, in just a second, and I can't wait to hear
what you think?
I like it.
I love that.
About that idea.
Have you ever seen the boxing drill where they put a tire, like a
sure,
tire?
Yeah.
What if we just get a tire label with UFC all around it? Put your foot in that tire and let it go.
Short distance, but let's do that with the highest, the best athlete.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Just 2 guys, but also like Olivera, he had like totally another strategy. So, and he used that, and he was successful. So
yeah.
What did you think of it from a fan perspective, Jiri? What was your opinion on the fight?
Man, Olivera was different level of strength, different level of strength, endurance, and ground game. So for Max, it was really tough fight to handle that. Like amazing defense from the back, to have Olivera in the back and have this defense. That was really amazing, really good. But he was much. Everybody saw that he was much stronger, and I think it was not good for Max to go with so heavier guy.
Yeah.
So that is not what we got you on here to speak about, Jiri. Paul, you get the next question. In about 1 month's time, you will be stepping into the octagon once again for the undisputed light heavyweight championship of the world, taking on Carlos Ulberg in beautiful Miami, Florida. When did you find out about this? How did this come together? And I guess in some ways, is there a little part of you that's sad that it's not going to be Alex Pereira again? Sorry, that's a loaded question, but
yeah, I understand. Negotiations started after my last fight, so in October last year, and more clear when the Tom Aspinall injured himself with the eye. Then Alex Pereira started speaking about moving up, and then we start to negotiate about to fight Ulberg for a title, and only possible date for us, they told us like 11th of April. So, and for me, it was it still is so close to the birth of my first child, because the date is around 13th of April. So first flight after fight, I have to fly back, because it can be, I believe it will be a little bit later, few days. So
we're praying.
Yeah, boy.
Man.
That's balls, man.
Listen,
so
Jiri, I imagine that gives you that extra motivation, knowing that she's going through that it could be any second while you're in that octagon. Does that give you incentive to try to go out there and make a quick work and get back home to see your? Do you know if it's a boy or a girl?
Yeah, it's a girl. It will be girl.
Congrats,
man. I don't care if the boy or girl. I'm praying for the health kit, and for me, it's no matter if it will be like have to be fast way and go back. No, doesn't matter. This is not this have no impact on fight.
Right.
Just
Jiri,
just a little pressure. I feel like from it's so close, and I like the pressure.
You could try and use this as a negotiation and say to Dana,
I need a private jet, baby.
But I need a private jet on standby to take me back to the Czech Republic immediately with your gloves still on, shorts on, off you go.
Document that. Get that on camera.
Yeah, and the belt.
Yeah. Yeah, how good would that feel, Jiri, with all that pressure, knowing that she's going to have the baby any day around that championship, to get that belt wrapped around your waist? And then not only that, but the celebration to be able to go home and celebrate that with your new baby girl. How good would that feel for you, man?
Man, this visualization about that, it's like a dream. It's like
it's a movie, Jiri.
It's like a movie, yeah. But I'm staying on the ground, being humble, and keep working. Shut up. No talking. No bullshit. Like the directors from UFC few days back, they want from me to say, UFC 327 will be hot. Will be hot. And I said, man, guys, please don't want to tell that to camera.
Don't make me say this.
Yeah, I will be hot.
Like when you had those two boys back in your hotel room.
Ah, God.
That's yeah.
It'll be hot. Talk to me about this fight, though. Carlos Ulberg, he's a great guy. There's never any controversy. He's a really nice guy. He's a really good fighter. I think it's an 8-fight win streak. When you look at this matchup, what are your thoughts on it in general?
Great striker. Very systematic style of a high level stand up guy. And I spoke about him with many people, and I already met him in Australia last year, or 224. Yeah, 224. I met him in Australia. It was really nice, really humble, everything good. And and then I saw some videos. He made a fan of me in some videos, and I don't care. I don't care. He's a fighter. He's a good fighter. He have win streak. I'm going to stop him. I'm going to win the belt. That's all. That's all what I will do.
And Jiří, you're known for your mental strength, right? Being focused, kind of how you're talking about how you've felt getting closer to this belt. In training camp, you've done some awesome things where anything from meditation or training in the woods and rock climbing recently. How was that? And what other things have you done in preparation other than doing your MMA training and grappling and sparring? I'm sure you're on that, but what fun stuff have you done leading up to this one? Because I saw a video of you climbing what looked like a legit mountain, free solo style. What was that all about?
That was a free solo bullshit style, because man, like first time in my life, I realized, man, there is a girlfriend in Czech Republic, and she have a baby, and it's not just about you, man. It's not just about to prove yourself, to be brave, or I can do whatever I want in this world. So I just start to think about, man, you have to be there. You have to be there for and be a man. So that was the first time I thought about something like that. And yeah, it was really nice, because I had a motivation to stay professional, to stay fully focused what I'm doing, how I'm doing that, because few points there was not so funny.
Yeah,
there was not, they're not so funny, and so yeah,
it was legit. Like when I saw that video, I'm like, oh, he's not just like on you're like climbing a legit wall.
Yeah. When I saw like the guys with the ropes and with the helmets, with all the equipments, when they came back and they told me like, today, no, I can't go there with you today. I'm too tired, and it's too risky. And so I said, it will be maybe too risky. But my colleague,
you had no ropes, no helmet.
No. It was like, man, it's honestly, it was bullshit to do that like that, because.
I mean,
but sometimes you have to realize this is something what I believe I can do. I really believe, like in the deepest of my bones, I really believe I can do that, and I have to do that. Or it's really bullshit. Don't do that.
Yeah. It's interesting what you said there, Jiří, because you're going to be a father for the first time, and what everyone loves about you is how authentic you are, how real you are. Of course, your fighting style as well. You're a true original. I always say that. But now that you're going to be a father, when I was young, I was very reckless. I wasn't focused. I was partying. I was living my life in a terrible way. When kids came along, that was when I was like, okay, I got to get my shit together. And that's when finally I became a man. I grew up and I had a successful career in the UFC. It sounds like you've kind of, I mean, you're already a champion. You've already got an incredible career. You've already, I'm assuming, done very well financially. But now that you've got the child on the way, is this going to be like a new version of Jiri Prochazka going forward?
Yeah. If there will be some new Jiri Prochazka, it will be, and it is right now, all this preparation, I feel that. Like, it's all about to be more professional, more take things, people, situation, everything around more seriously. And I think these child game, it's end here. So, and I really welcome it, because long time I just played with the thoughts, like, if to do this in fight, if do this, like, bullshit, some kung fu style or whatever, no, there is no time for trying something. No, just go there and win.
I gotta tell you, Jiri, I'm excited to see this version of you, because you're a dangerous, scary person inside of that octagon to begin with. But if you're dialed and more committed than ever before, I think that's a dangerous man to be in front of.
And I'm just praying to show that all my best in that, from all that camp and from all my skills from all the career, and just to show that. That's all.
Let me ask you, you are a dangerous man, but you have a lady at home that is pregnant, has hormones going everywhere. What does she say when you say, hey, 2 days before the baby's born, I'm going to be in Miami in a fight? What was her reaction?
No, we go this way. We go this way like long time. Like, we are together like 12, 13 years together. Yes, already. So she already know my story. She already she were my long time fan, and she how to say, she gave me she understand and she gave me a lot of energy in my career to overcome whatever. Yeah, and in this time, she just told me, like, if this fight 11th of April will be title fight, I will push you in that, and I will wish you all the best. Go there, win that fight, and that's all. And man, it's for me like the best motivation ever, and I just want to just go there and do that.
It's gonna work out, Jiri. You gotta believe everything's gonna work out. It's gonna be perfect. You're not gonna miss the birth. I had a fight, UFC 114, Rampage Jackson versus Rashad Evans. I was the co-main event. My wife was 9 months pregnant, and my team flew out to Las Vegas, and I'm like, I can't go because I can't miss the birth. Because she was due any day now. And I'm giving her spicy food and all these home remedies to try and bring the baby along. And I'm like, babe, no pressure, but you really got to have this baby, And anyway, on like the Wednesday, she gave birth. I jump on the plane. I fly out. I whoop some ass. I get the win. Everything's going to work out. It's all going to be perfect, Jiri.
It reminds me of the scene from 300 when the wife was like, go out there and come back with your shield, or come back on it. I could just imagine you guys having this conversation, like, go give it everything.
All right, man. It's on one side, it's really romantic, big story, everything. But fight is a fight.
Yeah, of course.
These emotions, these stories behind, when they close the cage, everything is behind. So no. No, I just want to do what I was born for. So.
Let me ask you about Alex Pereira moving up to heavyweight and fighting Ciryl Gane. What's your opinion on that?
I think it's for him great opportunity to show how really good he is, and I can say anything. Like, I wish him the best, all the best, really all the best. But I believe that I will meet him in the cage again. Yeah.
I love that.
Hell yeah.
We won't take up too much more of your time, Jiří, because I know you're a busy man. You're training for a fight. You've got a family on the way. The clothing line, the store, is that still going?
What?
You had did you have a clothing store or a brand?
Sure. Yeah.
That's still going well?
That's the next thing, girl, the business, the foundation, all the things around. Like, I'm happy, and I can say just I'm happy that I have a good team around me, good people around me. We are connected, really connected, and everything right now is about a good communication, because we stepped in US market with my brand, with bjpstore.com, and man, it's there is a lot of big things this year, and I'm just quiet. I'm just quiet, humble, and keep working. That's all what I can say. That's it.
Final question, and then we'll let you go. And as always, Jiří, love talking to you. Honestly, truly, me and Paul. And thank you for your time. And we wish you the best of luck, of course.
Thank you. Thank you too.
This is a crazy story with your lady and your child upcoming. I don't expect you to share it if it's a secret, but have you got a name picked out for your little girl? And does it relate into somewhat the story that's happening? Is it like the Czech word for gold or belt or legacy or something like, have you chosen something?
We spoke about right now about like three names we have to think about right now, because one guy just told me today, when you look to the eyes of the baby, you will know the name. You will know the name. And I said myself, man, this is strong. This is really strong. So we have some like three names, and it's I don't remember the third one. but first is Victoria as a victory.
Oh.
Second name is Eleonora, because the meaning of Eleonora is really, really beautiful, and like God is my light. God is my light in translating, like in the meaning, the Eleonora. And the third one, I don't know. What I think Valentina, something like that.
Yeah,
but
that was one I was thinking of for our last daughter.
I just looked it up on Google as you were talking. Eleonora is a feminine name of Greek and Hebrew origin, generally interpreted to mean light, shining light, or God is my light.
There you go.
God is my light. Yeah.
God is my light, and your light keeps going on and off. So at that point, we'll let you go. You always bring light to the podcast, Jiří. You bring light wherever you go, my brother. All the best in Miami. Sincerely. May the best man win, of course. I wish you both get out of there safe and sound, put on an amazing fight, and congratulations on the arrival of your little girl. I hope everything goes smoothly. Enjoy, sir.
Thank you.
All right, today's episode is sponsored by Shopify, and I just want to say this. If you are sitting at home and you have a business idea, you want to get a business off the ground, or you want to take your existing business, whatever it is, you want to take it online, you want an e-commerce platform, you want to take payments by every single major payment method all over the planet and have all eyes on the planet be able to see it, it's never been easier than with Shopify. It is so cheap, affordable, easy, and professional to do it with Shopify. Shopify is the e-commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world. And right now you can get started with your own design studio with hundreds of ready-to-use templates. Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store that matches your brand style. You can get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you. You can easily create email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. And best yet, Shopify is your e-commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. So what more are you waiting for? So if you've got an idea, make it a reality and do it very simply and cost effectively with Shopify. And right now, you can sign up to Shopify for $1 per month for a trial period. $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/believe. Go to shopify.com/believe. That is shopify.com/believe. I fucking love that guy.
Doesn't disappoint.
Never. Never.
I can't say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. With all that, how do you not want him to pull that off? How do you not want him to win that fight? Knowing that he could bring that belt back home the next day and then have his baby girl born right then and there. That would be an incredible story.
Yeah, as I said, UFC 114, Rebecca was pregnant with Lucas. I'm like, babe, come on, we got to do something here. And she's like, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, the whole team is gone. Rebecca, come here real quick. This concerns you. Real quick. We're bringing her on the pod a bit now. But Jiri Prochazka was just on, right? Jiri Prochazka was just on. He's got a fight on the 11th of April. His wife or lady is due to give birth on the 13th of April. And I was talking about the situation that we had with Lucas.
Yeah, but that's worse because chances are she's going to have that baby. You know what I mean? Like, I was due before.
Yeah, and you were late.
A little.
You were late. Stressful enough to be.
Of course, it's my fault. It makes it sound like it's my fault.
You were holding him in. No.
So what are you doing? Everything about you so slow. Just get a move on. Squeeze it out.
Oh,
Go
God,
take a dump.
That is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, he's going to be stressing because although
do that? Can he not just say I can't do that?
Because he's a warrior.
Is it his first child as well?
His first child.
Yeah.
No. He's not being flippant.
And don't they say with the first one, it usually is later, right? It does like it's more often at the due date or a little past.
Well,
so hopefully for his sake.
A lot of the time, yes, they do say that. However,
Callum was 9 weeks early. 9
weeks early.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. That's the thing with babies.
Yeah.
You don't know. Stella, our last one was early. She was early.
Yeah. And like sometimes, we have to be induced because like preeclampsia, stuff like that.
That's what happened. She was showing signs of preeclampsia. Right. And they had
so it's dangerous.
I got quiet through all the procedure talk because I know nothing.
Because he is so emotionally like immature when it comes to anything like pregnancy.
This could be another segment.
Childbirth, period related, anything to do with women's health, he just finds repulsive.
Get in the gym and lift weights.
Get on the squat rack.
Because she always complains about, doesn't complain, but she says like giving birth is the most painful thing that anyone could ever experience. And I'm sure that it is. But in my flippant, jokey response, I always say it's literally what you were designed to do. It's the most natural thing on the planet, and it drives her crazy.
Yeah, because that was the whole like, okay, I'm putting you on blast here. All my pregnancies, like every time I complained about something, I was like, this is a bit hard or whatever. Oh, it's the most natural thing in the world. I had like no sympathy.
That's a lie.
He wouldn't even feel the baby move inside of my belly because it repulsed him so much. And he used to go, I'm not joking. He's going, oh, this isn't a comfortable position for my hand because you have to like this.
I have a bad wrist.
He goes, it's not a comfortable position for my hand because he has to do this. So that's why he never felt the
Yeah. Do you know what I mean, Paul?
My shoulders aren't flexible enough.
Use this hand across the belly like that.
In hindsight, that would have been a good idea.
God.
But like the baby would kick, she would say, oh, it's kicking. Do you want to feel? So I would like do some acrobatics, right? And then it'd be there for 10, 15 minutes and there's no kicking. And
there's
I'm like,
that does happen. That does happen. Christina, like, oh, she's moving. You go to reach and you're like,
my arm's really uncomfortable. I'm sorry. I got to pull it back. I can't live my life walking around like Quasimodo.
Oh my God. See? I bet you weren't like this with your wife, were you? I bet you kind of treat her like like she wrapped her in cotton wool, protected her.
Tell the truth. Let Paul speak.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm a big dumb idiot as well most of the time. If she would come down here, she'd have stories for you. I'm not gonna.
You gotta get her on, Paul.
I think I'm pretty perfect, but
would she be down to jumping on and?
Is that you?
Not you. Get out of here. Go on.
Yeah, we'll have to get her on for a segment.
We gotta hear some first-hand stories because it's always best coming.
She'll out me. She'll out me real quick.
Oh dear. All right,
like, he's got you on here thinking that he's this nice guy doing all that. Oh, she'll have stories.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. Harrington, jump on, and Brian, should we get this back on track? What were we talking about? Where were we? Jiří was amazing, of course, but where were we?
We were talking about Whitehouse 250 still.
Oh yeah, that's right. Whitehouse
Freedom 250.
You were
right. So let's talk about. Thank you very much. And then how have you guys been, by the way, before we move on?
Doing great. We just had Jiří on. He's the best.
Yeah, I keep picturing that classic, like the dad like getting the first contact with the baby. Picture him like baby in one hand, belt on the other shoulder. That's got to be the most baller picture that you could ever take as a man.
Just out in 3 feet of snow.
And if he's still all like bruised up and stuff from the fight, just baby on one side, belt on the bro. Talk about feeling like a man.
Imagine this is it's a wild scenario, but it's very possible. He's about to make the walk. And this is a movie. He gets a text, a call.
Yeah. The baby's
your wife's going in, your lady's going into labor. And he's like, he tells Dana and Hunter, he goes out, gets the job done, No, it's an absolute back and forth war, but he gets the win. He's black and blue. He's bruised. The jet's waiting because they will do that, right? He jumps on the jet. He flies straight from there, runs into the hospital, makes it just in time. He sees it. He's got the belt, holds the baby, blood still seeping, still got Vaseline on the hand wraps and stuff. And he's like, I go for that. Let's go for this.
Catches the baby on the back of the belt.
Sprinting.
That's a movie right there.
And he'd be sprinting, Harrington. He'd be sprinting.
Like the T1000.
Ciryl don't jog. Ciryl don't jog.
No, he doesn't. Everything's a million miles an hour.
100 miles an hour.
All right, get out of here, boys. Ciryl Gane, Alex Pereira, interim heavyweight title. Right, I thought it was going to be Jones and Ciryl. It's not. Okay, yeah. I still think it's a tremendous fight. I think in some ways it's a better fight. We said this on the post-fight show. I said it on your YouTube video, and people were like, "Oh yeah, you would say that, company man." No, listen, Jones. It would be a spectacle, and it would be great to see Pereira versus Jones. Of course, it would. But in terms of you all just shit, and everyone's been shitting on Charles Olivera taking down Max Holloway. Do you not think John Jones would take down Alex Pereira? Of course, that would be the strategy. I'm not saying Pereira can't stop a takedown, but that's what he's going to try and do because on the feet, Pereira could very well knock him out. Well, Ciryl Gane and Alex Pereira, they're going to put on one hell of a display.
Yeah, no, I think you're right with that it's definitely going to be a much more competitive, much more exciting affair. Whereas even if Pereira had success against John Jones, you're right. A lot of that time would be spent at some point defending some sort of takedown or not defending the takedowns and getting taken down waiting for his opportunity in the next round to be able to strike. This is going to be a big boys kickboxing in there. We saw how good Ciryl Gane looked when he was fighting Tom Aspinall before the eye pokes. He was landing good shots. He's athletic. He can move. These are two heavyweights that can move and can strike. It's going to be a banging ass fight. And then, Ilia Topuria and Justin's going to be a banging ass fight as long as it lasts. So again, the more we criticize this and the more people criticize, you look at this, it's going to be a really fun card.
So these are the current odds right now. Ilia Topuria is a minus 600 favorite over Justin Gaethje, who is plus 425. I get it. Listen, Paddy was able to connect with Justin. Justin's the man. He was great on the desk on Saturday. Incredible body of work. But he took some shots in that fight. If Ilia Topuria connects, he's got the power. So minus 600, I get it. This one's surprising. Ciryl Gane, minus 160. It's only a slight underdog, favorite, but still a favorite. Alex Pereira, plus 140. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that's kind of accurate. And I think that's a lot of it is we're basing the fact that he's moving up to heavyweight, Pereira. He really started off as a middleweight. Now, granted, he's a much bigger man now, and I don't think there's any world in which he could go back down to 185 pounds. But still, you're going from I was able to make middleweight to now I'm fighting at heavyweight, where these men are huge. And again, Ciryl Gane is used to the threat of nasty power coming his way in every fight he's ever had.
That's a great point. We have weight classes for a reason. There's also a reason why no one's become a 3-weight division champion.
Yeah,
he couldn't make 185 by almost killing himself. Now he's going up to heavy, where it's not. I mean, naturally he walks around as a heavyweight, but he's not naturally a heavyweight fighter. So what will happen? He'll be heavier, which will slow you down a bit. He will have, I think, extra power. I still think he can take the shots. I think he's still got the power to knock out heavyweights. But Ciryl Gane, in his DNA, is a gigantic, bona fide, legit heavyweight that just so happens to be very, very light on the feet, incredibly fast, can move around, all over the place, shaking and baking, jigging and jiving, moving and grooving, whatever else you want to say, right? Yeah. I think that's a big advantage in this fight here.
Yeah, that's the thing. He kicks so well too. He's not just a guy that's going to be some lumbering heavyweight. I think there's a lot of heavyweights on the roster that Pereira would hands down easily just go out there and KO to death, no problem. This one is a challenge, and I think that's what entices him. Whether it was going to be Jones or whether it's going to be Ciryl Gane, you're going for that third belt. If he gets it, you are a legit. And where do we go from here? If he wins that friggin' belt at that Whitehouse event, does he go down as possibly nobody has ever done that in UFC history.
He's the greatest. Harrington.
I'm hopping on to let you know that the market has already made their case, and Alex Pereira is now a slight favorite against Ciryl Gane. Yeah,
adjusted. It's adjusted.
Yeah, he's minus 120, Gane minus 115.
Well, you know why? Because a bunch of bets have come in already on Alex Pereira because he's very popular, and of course, the man's incredible.
I can't wait to see that fight. I'm with you on that. That I think maybe star power was bigger with Jones, but if we're talking watching and entertaining and competitiveness of a fight, this is the fight.
I've got to say, I was very impressed by Tom Aspinall's kind of response. It was non-emotional.
That
it was matter of fact.
Yeah.
I
like that a lot.
Yeah. I liked what Tom said there, and this isn't me kissing Tom's ass. It's like, because
Tom we've been pretty open about all of this stuff and how, this hasn't looked great for him and it's been a rough road for him. But you're right. The fact that he's come out and said that, I like it.
It would have been very easy. It would have been because he was sitting there and he was getting filmed for his YouTube channel, and it would have been very easy to say, this is ridiculous.
Yep.
Look at this. So the guy pokes me in the eye, and now he gets rewarded with an interim title shot at the Whitehouse. This is the crazy thing about this sport. And there'll be a lot of fans that kind of have that opinion. Tom understood the situation and was like, the heavyweight division is on its ass right now. Jones is retired. He can't still currently fight. The two best guys are Gane. Pereira's coming up. That's a mega fight that sells itself. And he was like, you know what? I'll just get to fight the winner. I thought that was a very mature response.
And not to mention, you're right, with the heavyweight division kind of being on the skirts, not having really looked the best as of late. This fight looks great. And you as the champion coming out and saying, all right, cool, I get winners, only is going to escalate you, because this is going to be massive. The winner of this fight is going to be fighting in the White House. It's going to be massive eyeballs on this. You get to then come in and be the guy they're challenging for the undisputed belt. And you get all of that fandom, all of that attention to come right with you. So I think he's kind of recognizing, all right, this kind of sucks to be in this situation and dealing with all the bullshit that I've had to deal with. But ultimately, I'm still here. The belt has not been stripped from him. The UFC is, Eddie Hearn and all this noise outside. But at the end of the day, it looks like Tom has his eyes still firmly placed on keeping that belt and fighting the winner of this, which is good to see.
Pardon the pun, of course.
Yeah, oh God, yeah. Pardon.
He's got his eyes on the belt.
Yeah.
That's a good thumbnail for a video.
Yeah.
Got
Put an eye patch on him.
I used to have all of that shit. Bisping's got his eye on this. So yeah. Any other thoughts, final takeaways? Harrington and Brian, jump on. Thoughts, final takeaways on the White House card. We've said a lot there. So it would have been great, as I say, if there was like some crazy surprise, like when Brock Lesnar came back at UFC 200. But I can't really think, obviously Ngannou, but I said, they ain't going to do business with Ngannou again. The Rock or something wild would have been crazy. But I can't think of anyone.
I know that they were in, guys, did you hear this too? This is for Brian Harrington, that there was rumors that there was room potentially for a 7th fight if they wanted to.
I heard that. Just random chatter on Twitter, I believe.
I wonder if something will come of it.
The only one that popped me for a little bit, and this is clearly me just being a mark, but was when GSP tweeted out, it's nice to be home again or whatever. And I was like, honestly, Islam versus GSP right now, take my money. Sure.
Yeah. I heard that rumor, and I was like, that would have been like, oh my God, right? And then personally, I'd be like, George, you better win that fight, or you're going to make a dick out of me. Okay? Right? I can't have some little former lightweight Russian dominating old Georgie boy and watering down my career even further. But of course,
I think the hate on the card is a little unwarranted. It happens a lot where people aren't excited for cards until they happen, and then they happen and they're amazing. So it's just like, everybody calm the fuck down until the fight happens. Complain on Monday.
You're still going to watch. You're still going to watch.
Couple of big takeaways.
And you will have heard the same similar things that I will not repeat. And it's not like secrets or anything like that, but obviously we work for the UFC. Some of the things that they've got in store for what happens throughout their fight week and stuff like that. They got some big things.
It's going to be epic.
They announced one.
Pardon me?
They announced one that the presser is going to take place at the Lincoln Memorial, which is pretty sweet. Yeah.
No, but they've got some cool stuff, man, that they're doing, which is just like production stuff that's just going to be insane. Obviously, I'm not going to say anything. But people love to shit on it. They shit on the Sphere. Turned out to be incredible. They shit on UFC 300 initially. What a fight night what a night that was. A lot of these Apex cards, people shit on it. You know what I mean? And granted, there was a couple of surprises on here, but top to bottom, it's still a really, really good card. Michael Chandler. I mean,
I was going to say,
shit.
He got on. He got on.
I didn't expect that.
I didn't either. I thought if it's not Conor, we're not getting Chandler on the card. And when I saw it, I'm like, well, you kind of got a Conor-like moving fighter out there.
Hey, I mean, God bless him. God bless him. And you know what? To be fair, he is always exciting. Even when he's getting his ass kicked off Paddy Pimblett, that was exciting.
100%.
Justin.
Yeah.
Unbelievable fights. Charles.
Dude, just going for the dive.
Knocking out and then subbing Dan Hooker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He looked, and he hasn't been winning, but even in the fights that he's lost.
God, and the more I think about when we talk about the guys who have fought Charles, like we were just talking about Chandler, we were talking about Poirier fighting him. It still keeps bringing me back to how strong that performance was of Charles. People have given him a lot harder time than Max was even able to do it all. Max is good, man, and I can't.
Charles is winning on the feet too.
Yeah.
I've just decided from now on, whilst we're doing this, Harrington, we're gonna have a live segment where you can dip off camera or whatever, but you should just like get the latest rumblings and grumblings on MMA Twitter because there's always some shit going on. So you know what I mean.
It's not hard to find.
If you see anything good on there, do let us know so we can respond to it.
I just wanted to get this one other point out. Kyle Dawkins, 1 year to the day, was fighting on CFFC, trying to get himself back into the promotion. 1 year and 2 finishes inside the UFC later. He's going to be fighting the White House lawn. If that's not a Rocky story, I don't know what is, man.
Dude, when I saw that name, I was like, holy shit, it's Kyle got on the White House card. I was like, you got to be kidding me, man.
I was also a little shocked. All right, we got fights this weekend. Josh Emmett versus Kevin Vachejos. Again, people be shitting on this.
Are you calling this weekend?
I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm not working this weekend. So I have no idea about this card.
Emmett coming back against Vachejos, who's kind of like a little Ilia Topuria, in my opinion. He's got power. Just knocked out Giga Chikadze. But hold on, let me bring up the notes right here because we got Lerone Murphy and Lone'er Kavanagh jumping on in just a second. What's going on in your personal life, Paul? Lerone,
okay. What was your question? Sorry, I missed it.
What's going on with you, Paul? I'll give you a little non-MMA stuff. So last week, obviously, I've got the neck pain, but my shoulders have just been full of bloody tightness, and it's just crazy. Like they're not knots, they're boulders, and it's just been really painful. And I've been on all these flights international, so that doesn't help. And I always try and go and get a massage, and they don't really help. And the PI were doing dry needling and stuff, and it didn't really help. But never mind the neck, I'm used to that. But just like the shoulder, Anyway, so I'm in Vegas. It's Thursday. I've done all my stuff. I've got the afternoon free. I think I'll go for a walk. I go to the Fashion Show Mall. I thought I'll have a walk around, see what I can see, just for something to do to get some steps. It's like 1.5 mile walk there, get some sunlight, get out of the hotel room. There was jack shit there. Went to get a burger because Rebecca said she was getting in and out. I thought, there's a Johnny Rockets in the mall. So I go to Johnny Rockets. Cheapest burger was $25. And I'm like, I'm not paying that for a shitty Johnny Rockets burger. Anyway, so I get a water and I sit down and I think there's got to be a massage parlor around there somewhere. Not in a hotel, because in the hotel, they charge you like $500, $400. It's insane. Yep. You know, the nice bougie hotels in Vegas. Anyway, so I look on the maps to see where it's dotted around. There's one kind of close. And you can click on reviews on the maps. The review said, well, what a massage, yada, yada, yada. I call them up. And it's like an Asian place. And I'm like, do you have any availability? And they're like, I'm not doing any accent. I want to do it. But I'm like, yeah. He said, yeah, come now. Anyway, so I get an Uber. I'm driving along. I'm in the sketchy part of Las Vegas. It wasn't close. Way past down the stratosphere, right? Where it all kind of gets a bit murky and there's a few crackers knocking around and stuff. And then we pull up and it's not even a building. It's like a shed, right? It's called Paradise Massage. It's painted bright pink, right? And it's like a tiny little shed. And even the Uber driver's like, this looks a little sketchy. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I walk in and it was all right. It wasn't, because I walk in, I say a 90-minute massage, which was only $100. Dude, I have never felt better. It was like she had a shaved head. She was like a Buddhist, ancient Chinese health masseuse, right? She was like standing on my biceps and stuff. And I'm like, no, the pain's in my back. And she's like, yes, I know. One sec, Lerone, you've told me that 5 times. Everything is connected. Yeah. Anyway, she was walking around all different parts of my body. I walked out. I'm like, the fuck? It's gone. I've never felt better. Lerone, anyway, brother, I thought it was a rub and tug. I did.
Yeah,
I did.
sounds like it. Michael had the best massage of his life at a shack in Las Vegas, Lerone. Who would have known?
Sounds like it.
Yeah, it was a little building, Lerone, bright pink in the sketchy part of town called Paradise Massage. And I thought, shit, you know, I'm not looking to get jerked off. I'm looking for a bit of relief. Anyway, Lerone, my man, how you been, brother?
I've been great, man. Been great. Just dying to get in there now, bro. You know, it gets...
Not long now, though, mate. A week and a half or something?
Yeah, close now. Last little bits of sharpening, and then we're there, ready to get in.
I mean, 17-0, Lerone. Unbelievable. Last time out, you knock out Aaron Pico. You get that spinning back fist, spinning back elbow. Knock him out in the first round. Now it's Movsar Evloev. Main event, O2 Arena, London, of course. Many reasons to celebrate. This has got to be it, though, right? This has got to be the final one to get you a title fight.
Well, I hope so. You just never know nowadays, innit? So all I've got my mind on is Movsar. I'm not even thinking about no title shot. Got a massive challenge ahead of me. Can't look past him in any way. And I've just got my mind on March 21st, and that's it.
Yeah, and Lerone, with a guy like Movsar, who, again, goes out there, tons of pressure with the wrestling. How has training camp been for this one? Have you done anything different? This is not something new for you to prepare for these kind of guys that are going to try to close that distance, get on you and take you down. Pico was trying to do the same thing and you caught him beautifully. So how's it been, and how hard was training camp, and also just how pumped are you to be headlining the O2?
Yeah, for me, it's the training's been the same. Obviously, you go a bit more wrestling heavy, defense, and watch tape on who you're fighting and try and counter what he does. But I'm always trying to practice wrestling anyway. Everyone knows I'm a striker. I've got to get better there, and that's what I try and do and improve. But yeah, man, I'm stoked to fight in the O2 Arena against somebody like Movsar, who's 19-0. Big challenge. And I'm looking forward to it, man. And I just hope it's a great fight.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, it's a tough one because he's also undefeated, which is what makes this fight on paper just, you know what I mean? It's a crazy fight between two ridiculous prospects that both deserve a title fight. In terms of like the mental pressure that you feel for this one, like, do you feel any pressure? Are you going the extra mile? Are you flying guys in? I mean, what's going on there?
Do you know what's weird? I don't feel any pressure at all. Like for me, it's not about everybody else or what everybody else thinks. For me, this is my personal challenge. And that's why I feel like I don't feel pressure. I'm going in there to challenge myself. I know how good I can be. And I just know if I go out there and be as good as I can be, the fight's simple to me.
And Lerone, when Diego gets put in for that title fight in the last one, and you went and you took that fight on short notice against Pico, you do what you did, and we all know, and it was definitely either whether it was said or it even wasn't said, it goes without saying what you did, and under the situations you did it in, it should have been you. How was that to get over, and then to have to prepare for yet another challenge like somebody like Movsar?
Yeah, it hurts, man. It hurts because it's like, even people say that Movsar deserved it as well, but like everyone knows, I stepped in for him, got injured, and went out and gone and done what I did on such a big stage. It should have been a title shot, but it's like, I feel like the loser of this fight, I mean, Movsar's got the short end of the stick, and they're going to be really, really, really peed off because you back down the pecking order, and it's like, we both deserve it, both got to fight for it. But I like the challenge, and I'm up for the challenge, so it'll be what it's going to be.
Was it refreshing as well? Because I think Volkanovski came out and he was like, he was open to fighting you. He said that made sense. Was that, I mean, because everyone loves Volk. I'm assuming that, you know, you're a fan of his work and all the rest of it, because it's impossible not to like the guy. But was it also refreshing as a contender to hear the champion say, hey, he's the guy?
Yeah, for sure. yeah, when a champion comes out and wants to fight the next best guy, and he's not ducking, it's like you have to respect him, and I respect Volkanovski highly for that. He's been vocal. He was vocal from even before the Lopez fight, second fight, that he wanted to fight one of those guys. So how can I respect that? You got to respect that. And then even the fans as well, the fans coming out and getting behind me and saying I should have been, and I really appreciate that. And I didn't expect that, to be honest, but everyone knows what the truth is and what it should have been.
And when you look at your opponent, right, similar to yourself, just on a tear, hasn't been beaten yet, is there any fights, though, Lerone, that you or your team in particular have looked at and you thought, okay, I see pieces here, I see moments of success from so-and-so, if they had made this adjustment? Has any particular fight helped you more than others, whether you want to say them or not, but is there certain patterns or things that you have been able to pick out that give you confidence with your skills, knowing, okay, if I'm in that situation, this is what's going to happen?
Yeah, for me, he fights the same in every fight, and he's had a lot of close fights as well. He's had a lot of very close fights, and he just knows how to win. He knows how to win, but he's never fought a 5-round fight, and I think that's where the difference is going to be. Can he do what he does for 5 rounds? We're going to find out. I heard he got a good gas tank, but it's never been pressure tested, and I think in some of the positions where he's held people, I'm going to be moving, I'm going to make him work, and I'm going to tire him out.
See, the thing is, Lerone, what you got to realize is that me and Paul, we're doing our research early now because we're commentating the fight card. You know what I mean? So
nice.
Yeah. So we're like, okay.
Can Lerone do my work for me here?
Yeah, exactly. Let Lerone do it all for us. Mate, it's got to feel good, though. You've only fought the O2 once, right?
Twice.
Oh, twice. Pardon me.
Yeah, twice.
But never in this kind of situation.
No.
At the O2 arena, I mean, mate, you've had a colourful life. Obviously, you had a few obstacles along the way and stuff like that. Just talk to me about sitting on top as one of the main guys from the UK, one of the main guys on the planet, Lerone, that's right there to fight for the goddamn title. Right? Yeah. Through all the ups and downs, you know, the stuff being a little hoodlum when you were a kid, to getting shot, to getting run over, having accidents on your bike, and now here you are, mate.
Well, this is what I'm saying. This is why I'm telling you, there's no pressure on me. There's no pressure. I've been through it all. I've done it all. And this is just like seeing where I've come from. This is just next level for me. It's massive. So there's no pressure on me to do anything. I train hard. It's not that I'm going to go out there and be passive, but I train hard. I work very hard, and I'm competitive. But looking back to the first ever UFC fight I went to was your fight with Henderson in Manchester. That was the first UFC fight I went to, and even from then, it's like that was on my mind. And then to fight in 23 at the O2, I never would have thought in a few years' time I'll be headlining. So I'm super grateful for that, man. And I just want to go out there and put on a big performance.
And just in terms of Michael kind of touched on it there, to be pretty much the top guy, one of the top guys from the UK right now representing. And Lerone Kavanagh, we're going to be talking to him later today too. And did you see that performance from that young man against Brandon Moreno? And another one of you guys that's just shining bright right now.
Yeah, he looked good, man. He looked good, and I think everyone's always known he was good. I've seen him on Cage Warriors. Very technical, very sharp, and it only just takes one of them moments there, one of them opportunities where you can just jump in, show how good you are. I've always said it.
You know how that goes.
Yeah, exactly. Rankings don't really mean anything. It's like guys out of the ranking can beat guys in the top 5, but you just need that opportunity. You just need to work your way up, and he skipped the line, so it's good, man.
Now, I'm not encouraging you to talk any shit in any way, shape, or form. But feel free, Lerone. Because it's always good for clicks. It's good for engagement. It's good for headlines. It builds the fight. If you and I wasn't going to talk about the main event, your opponent, but I guess that's a good place to start. If you were to talk any shit about Movsar Evloev, what would you say? Let's say you've had 6 pints of Stella, you're down the pub. No, there's no cameras on, and you're like, fuck this.
You know what it is for me? It's like I wouldn't talk shit about him because I respect all the fighters, but it's like, bro, we get it. He's coming to beat me in front of the UK fans, in front of my family and friends. So I've been training to kill, and I'm looking for another finish, another violent finish on March 21st, and that's it.
Lerone, am I correct in thinking that you guys have trained together before?
Yeah, we have in 2019, maybe.
And I remember something upset you not too long ago. And again, you're not a shit talker. You're not that guy. But you let it be known, like, you know what I'm like, Mosar, and you know how those sessions went.
Yeah, he knows. We both know. But with that being said, it was a long time ago, and we've both grown a lot from then. It's what 7 years ago. So I'm not taking that into account. I'm just letting him know. You know.
Yeah.
Where was that, Lerone?
That was in Thailand.
Yeah.
Well, like Tiger Muay Thai or something.
Phuket Top Team when that was open.
I've been there. No, what I was going to ask you a second ago when I said I'm not encouraging you to talk shit, I was actually going to ask you about something else, and then I thought, hold on a minute, let's talk about the main event. But Aljamain Sterling, he was out there recently. You must have seen this. He's been very, very vocal, saying, "Give me my effing title shot. What's going on?" What do you make of that?
I am actually baffled. I can't comprehend how he thinks he can get a title shot off the. What was he on one week? Who did he fight last? I know he got beat by
Ortega, right?
He beat Ortega. Ortega's just gone up. Ortega's on a 3-fight losing streak or something. Like, how can you get a title shot off the back of that? And he didn't even look that good in that fight. So for me, I don't think he can be screaming title shot, but he can. He's got the right to get a fight. Obviously, maybe somebody in the top 5, top 6. But title shot, come on, mate. Like, there's like 3 or 4 people in front of him that are going to get a title shot.
It doesn't. That's
stupid.
It doesn't.
And
make
then, I mean, because you have taken the long path, Lerone.
Yes.
I mean, everyone wants to, get thrust into the main events and then get a title shot. And you have taken the long path. But in some ways, that's even better because it's giving you time to learn your craft, to improve along the way, to improve the takedown defense and getting back to the feet and all the rest of it. I mean, if you win this fight, and let's just say, you go out there, you beat Volkanovski, respect to Volk, of course, and we're looking down the lens of the future here. So, but just work with me. What do you make of the division? Because you've taken out a lot of these guys along the way.
Yeah, there's still great matchups. I think the bottom half of the division are scarier than the top half of the division right now. If you look at the guys that are coming through, fresh guys, high level guys. I think there's a lot of dangerous guys. You just seen that Lopez got matched with Garcia. Garcia is good.
I was just going to ask you what you think of that fight.
Garcia is good. I think he's underrated. I think he takes that fight. Then he's top 5. There's Gene Silva coming through as well. Well, he's right there as well.
Kevin Vachejos.
Yeah, you got him fighting Emmett this weekend. He's dangerous, and it's a nice fight for him at this time. And then you've got, who else have you got? You got a few guys in there. Zalal. There's a lot of guys coming through. So I'll have my hands full. But I think, do you know what will be my dream matchup? If I win the title, my first title defense will be Gene Silva. I think that'll be a great fight for the title.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Because
you know what he's bringing, right? That you got to enjoy guys like that. As dangerous as they are, he's going to bring you the fight. And as a fighter, and I remember being like that too, I'd almost rather that than a guy who's maybe really good, but it's going to be hard to find. And maybe he's even technically an easier match, but I'd rather the fight come to me
the
like
fight.
That.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that'll be a great title fight. So we'll see.
Well, anyway, listen, Lerone, we'll let you go, mate. We're taking up enough of your time. We'll see you next week in London. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy fight week. Because, these kind of moments in your own home country, the capital city, the entire crowd, you're the main event. I mean, mate, it's going to be sensational.
Yeah, can't wait, man. Can't wait. I'm going to put on a banger of a fight. I've trained hard for this, worked hard for this, and I believe the things I've been working on, I'm going to catch him.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Spinning back elbows.
Something else.
My knees.
I want it to be the hands, to be honest, but we'll see.
Any last questions, Paul, before we say goodbye?
Man, I think that's it, man. I think that's it.
Lerone, class act as always. We'll see you there in London.
Yeah, we'll be speaking to you next Thursday, I'm sure.
Yes,
next Thursday for fighter meetings.
Yes, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
See you then.
Right,
Thank you.
Congrats again, man.
Thanks, Lerone. He's always a class act.
Yeah, it's hard to get the shit talk out of him, but it's not hard to get him to put on a good performance. So I'd rather that. You know what I mean? You know,
a little bit.
You know he's going to show up. Yeah, he's not afraid to tell it like it is. He's one of those guys, right? He's going to be honest with you. And if he trained with him years ago. And I remember when Movsar said something online. And he's like, bro, don't act like you don't remember that we trained together already. So I'm not saying it went all Lerone's way, but you can tell that whenever they were sparring and whatever they were doing, he felt okay in there. So
I'm just looking for Lone'er Kavanagh. When are we supposed to have Loney on, Brian? You sent out the links. 7:50. In about 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Oh, there you go. Because you always want to know whether or not we get into a full-on conversation or not, because then someone jumps in. And speaking of which,
right on cue.
Hey guys, how we doing?
What's going on, Loney?
So I'm a little bit early.
No, you're perfect. We were just saying we wonder how long it's until we get Loney, and then boom, you popped on. So that's best case, because we didn't even get to start to talk about anything. We just had Lerone on a second ago.
Oh, sick! Oh, yeah, he's fighting UFC London. I'm looking forward to watching that.
Mate, do you know the only thing that is probably slicker than your striking?
What?
Your setup. Your light's perfect. You got a nice background, like you're fully in shot. Your audio's tremendous, because we get a lot of fighters on and they're on their phone, and like the Wi-Fi's bad and the sound's shit, and we're like, oh, for crying out loud, it's not hard, is it? Just use a computer or whatever. But bro, you look like you're sitting in like the studios somewhere. I was going to say Sky Sports Studios or something.
No, to be honest, I can't take credit for that. I'm at my mate's house, so I'm using his cell. Because if it was at mine, it would not look like this.
Yeah. Mate, listen, we were trying to do this after Mexico City. I had to talk to you. I've been a big fan of all your work. I'm sure Paul feels the same way. But, I mean, there's so many storylines to go down and ask you about. But that performance against Brandon Moreno in Mexico City at Elevation on 3 weeks' notice against a two-time former champion, it was so special, man. It was one, and I text you this, it was one of the best striking performances I've ever seen. So, of course, we had to get you on the podcast.
Thank you, sir. It means a lot coming from you guys, man. Like you say, fans of me are massive fans of you guys, so thank you.
Loney, how did that all go down for you, right? You get that call, and this sport so often is about taking those risks, putting yourself out there. But when you find out, oh shit, it's in Mexico City, it's over 7,000 feet of elevation, what was going through your mind before you had finally said yes? Or was there zero hesitation from you?
So for me, it was like, I put my trust in my team fully, and obviously getting the call from my coach, then we're adding all my other coaches to the call, and they were like, look, Lon, we think you got this, let's go for it. And as soon as they said that, I was like, cool, let's go, this is what we're doing now, and they came up with an amazing game plan. And I said before, like I literally prayed the night before, like thanking God for every opportunity that's given to me. And he kind of went, you know what, here's an opportunity, take this one. So it's kind of hard to say no,
Yeah, felt like it was meant to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm very, very grateful for it.
And did you do anything? Oh, no, go ahead, Michael.
No, please, Paul, go on.
I was just going to ask, knowing that it's an elevation, did you have time to even do anything extra or figure anything out to prepare? Or did you just figure it'll be what it'll be? I'll train my ass off and we'll adjust.
Yeah, just more like it will be what will be, I luckily, because I had 3 weeks, I had a week to sort out my medicals. So I got all my medicals sorted. And as soon as they were done, we got on a flight to Mexico. So I was there for, over 2 weeks before, which I feel like helped massively as well. ChatGPT became my best friend. Yeah, it was different, it was different. Yeah. Obviously the air is slightly different, but obviously in that moment, you're trying not to think about it. You're trying not to be like, you're trying to be like, tell yourself, trying to tell yourself, no, I can't really feel anything. But yeah, it went well,
Yeah,
so let me ask you about this, Lona, and I'm not trying to bring up bad times because it is a part of your story. So when I was commentating your fight, I mentioned a couple of times the Charles Johnson fight because I think it's so relevant and it makes what you did in Mexico even more impressive because I've been knocked out cold, right? And when I came back from that next fight and when I fought Dan Henderson again, there's all this doubt, these negative emotions coming back the first fight from losing a fight in that kind of fashion. It's hard. You know what I mean? Like it can break some people. Some fighters are never the same again. You showed that you weren't just the same. You were better, you were improved, and you'd learned from that. I remember I saw you in Shanghai after it happened, and, you know, we had a little chat, and you looked obviously down in the dumps, which you meant to do. And I know Dana spoke to you after the fight and stuff. But just talk to me about that whole side of things, going from that happening against Charles Johnson to then getting this opportunity against Brandon Moreno, who is a legend of the sport, in Mexico City. And then now I'm looking at the rankings. You're sitting there as the number 6 ranked flyweight on the planet. I mean, it's a crazy old world, right?
Crazy. Yeah. Yeah, like you said, obviously, losing is never fun. You know, obviously it was really nice hearing from you yourself and Dana afterwards, but no matter what, you know, it's like no matter what people say to you, it still feels terrible, you know? But I've just, like I said, I have such a great support system around me. And for me, I just want to be the best fighter I can be. You know, unfortunately, it was a lesson that I needed to learn. It was a tough lesson, but it was a lesson that I needed to learn, and I'm going to continue to learn from it. You know, so in some ways, I'm grateful for it because obviously it was a tough lesson, but it was a lesson that I needed. So in some ways, I'm grateful for it, and I'm grateful for the team that I have behind me as well. Yeah, they kept pushing me upwards, and from that fight till now, and we're going to continue to work on it. So yeah, grateful for the people I have behind me. I have a good psychologist as well who helps me out with that. But I feel like 90% of the battle is mental as well.
Mm-hmm. And just in terms of the division, Loney, I mean, you know, this is a division that many years ago, it seemed like it wasn't even going to be around anymore in the UFC. And now we're just talking about all these top contenders, yourself, Manel Kopp's out there. We have a new champion, and yet the former champion is now back to training. Pantoja. There's so many awesome, exciting matchups and well-rounded fighters like yourself. How do you feel about the division? And is there anybody out there you'd like to fight next? Now being cemented number 6 in that top 10, coming off a win like that, what's next for you? What would you like next? Or how are you feeling about the state of the flyweight division at the moment?
I'm going to be biased. I think the flyweight division is the best division in the UFC right now. Like, you know,
good, man. It's good right now.
I'd like to think it's exciting, and there's a lot of young people in the division. You know, obviously you've got Josh Van, who's champ, Tyra, myself. You know, I feel like it's an exciting division because it's never static. It's always changing. In terms of who I like to fight next, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't watch much UFC. So I need to go and obviously talk to the team, talk to the manager, and go to see who we think, and then go from there. But I'm game for whatever, and I'm excited to see what the future holds, to be honest with you.
Now, listen, I would love to sit here and talk about all the ins and outs of the mixed martial arts world with you, but that's a lie. I don't want to do that. Okay, this is not ESPN. This is not a buttoned-up show, right? You're Lerone Kavanagh now. You're the number 6 guy on the planet. You're going out to the O2 Arena, no doubt, next week. You're going to walk in there. Everyone knows who you are. You're going to get a cheer from the crowd. Are you going to be guest fighter on the stage?
I believe so. Yeah, I'm definitely going.
I knew it. Right? So you're a young man. You're 26. You're an international superstar now. Are you a young man? So are you free and single, Loney? Or you got a girlfriend? What's going on there?
No, I'm single. I'm single, yeah.
So you're young, free and single. You're ready to mingle. You got to spit that smile.
How good it must be, Lerone Kavanagh, 26, single, number 6 in the world.
Loney.
My God, he's got it.
I don't know what you guys are on about. I don't know what you're on about.
Is life good right now?
Life is good. You know, I'm very blessed with life, so I can't complain.
Have you been blessing a lot lately?
I've been good. You know, that's all I'm gonna say. I've been good.
He's humble, Michael. Come on.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. You know what I mean? I don't mean anything overly, deep or anything like that. But what do you like to do, Loney? Like, who is Lone'er Kavanagh behind the UFC fighter?
I just like chatting shit with the boys, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm very. I don't know if I can swear, but I'm very chill.
Yeah, play your fucking head off, bro.
Yes. I'm chill. Like, I like just being myself. I like walking my dogs. I like chatting shit with the boys. I like going out every now and again, I feel like as weird as it sounds, like I'm a normal person in terms of outside of the UFC.
Yeah, when you say going out, do you mean you go out now and again, have a few drinks with the lads and enjoy yourself?
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. After the fight in Mexico, we went for a few too many tequilas. So yeah, I just like living life,
Yeah, no, of course,
I'll have
man.
to catch
Like,
up with him in London, Michael.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah.
We'll go for a drink after London, Michael.
100%, bro. Are you going to take me and Paul out?
I'm down 100%.
Okay. Where do you like to go in London, lad? What? Do you go to clubs, Loney? Is it?
You know what? I'm not much of a clubber.
Yeah.
I'm not a clubber.
Yeah, I prefer a bar. But like you can chat to people better, you can mingle a little bit more. But like clubs are just too loud for me. Obviously, every now and again I'll go to a club, but I'm more of a bar person.
Yeah, no, thank God you said that because I don't go to clubs these days.
Me and Michael are aging old fighters now, Loney. We've been out on the roads before where we're in a place that it's not even a club and there'll be music blasting. And me and Michael will look at each other and we'll be like, we got to get the fuck out of here. I can't even hear anything anybody's saying.
That being said, after London, I'll take you to a club. We may change your mind,
Yeah, we'll see about that. But I do love a good pub, though. I do love a good pub. Did you see this thing that they're trying to bring in, Loney? The banter ban or something where you got to be careful now what you're saying in pubs because they're gonna if you're saying something offensive, you can get arrested or whatever. You know what I mean? How's the experiences with the mates, with the down the pubs and the bars? Is it all the same shit? Nothing's changed?
Yeah, nothing's changed. I still get rinsed on the group chat. Probably more so now than I did before.
Oh yeah.
So nothing's changed. I haven't heard about this.
The more your friends are going to tear you down.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Well, Loney, when are you going to get back in there? Because I know the UFC, they are very high on you right now, and rightly so. That was a phenomenal performance. In an ideal world, when are you stepping back in?
As soon as possible, to be honest with you. Obviously, I'm going to rest a couple injuries, just get the all clear. But once I get it all clear of that, then I'm down to go pretty soon, hopefully.
And then last question, we'll let you go, bud, and thanks for your time. You're flying home from Mexico. You're sitting on the plane, having a little drink. Do you have a little drink on the plane?
No, I took some melatonin, so I was out cold.
Okay. Well, just before you were drifting off to go to sleep, you're in a good place. You know what I mean? What was the feeling? You're like, I've just fucking whooped Brandon Moreno's ass. How good did that feel?
Yeah. I keep saying, like, it feels like I'm in a dream and I'm scared to wake up. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I'm going to wake up and I'm like, oh shit, I have to fight now.
Yeah.
Like,
even you wake up and it's still the night before that fight in Mexico City. Could you imagine?
Yeah. Everything's been a dream since, it's been amazing. And like, I feel like I sometimes, especially nowadays, it's hard to live in the moment and to recognize what you're doing now and what you've done. So I think it's very important to every now and again clock in and be like, shit, I've actually done that, So I'm very thankful.
It is, but I totally get it. Me and Paul both been through it. We spoke about it at length. It took me years and years and years into my UFC career to just be able to relax a little bit. I always thought it was like, this is all going to go away, so enjoy every minute of it, Loney, because you deserve it. And no doubt you'll be champion one day, but never mind that shit. We'll let you go. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you in London next week. And remember, you're taking two old bastards, me and Felder, out to a pub. So don't forget
100%, it'd be my honor. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
We're going to hunt you down, Loney.
100%.
Take care, Loney.
Have a good one. Bye. Nice to see you guys.
Well, we've had a fun show today. 3 great guests. We've been through the Whitehouse. We went through 326. We've given our thoughts and our opinions. And of course, Harrington has a segment for us from 3 Punch Convo.
I most
what
certainly
got this time, Harrington.
Yes, the Three Punch Convo, an online community where real fans, the MMA industry, and MMA fighters meet to discuss and debate the latest happenings in the sport. I saw one this week and I really liked best fight catalog, right? So they were talking about Max and Charles and how their resumes are like super duper elite. And this guy was asking, of everybody, super necessary is the gentleman, of everybody in the UFC, who has the best fight catalog? Meaning, if you were to show a new fan, right? Well, we were talking about earlier, bring a casual in, whose like entire resume of fights would you have them sit down and watch their career to go, wow, I'm in love with this sport?
That's an interesting question. We'll go around the board, but Paul, go first.
I just thought of one because we were already kind of discussing it a second ago when we took a quick break. I think Tony Ferguson is one. I know towards the end, a lot of them were bad, but think of all the guys he's fought and beat early on the run that he was on to get to the fight that never happened against Khabib in the lightweight division. And even towards the end, he's losing to a lot of guys that go on to become future stars as well. I mean, I think Tony's got to be in the mix of people to talk about for fight catalog and a lot of fights in the UFC.
That is an unexpected one, Paul, but you're right. I mean, Tony Ferguson, El Kaku, definitely deserves,
you know what I mean? Bloody, crazy fucking fights. So.
Yeah, he deserves that recognition. So that's a good shout. A little unexpected. Initially, I thought Anderson Silva. I mean, some of the performances, the knockouts he had. If you go back in the day,
especially if you want to get some history lesson of like where this got, when it started to get really big, Anderson was the scary guy. He was the guy everyone was talking about. Like nobody's going to beat Anderson.
The front kick to the face of Vitor Belfort, the Matrix performance against Forrest Griffin, you know,
what's his name's nose, Fritz Franklin's nose to the other side of his face.
Yeah, you know, that absolute ward that he had with that one-eyed psychopath in London. I mean,
another crazy one when he
that was a classic.
All over the place.
Gotta give Chuck Liddell a shout. Mm-hmm. You know, Chuck Liddell deserves a mention. New generation. How can you not say Alex Pereira?
I mean, every fight he's had in the UFC has been a banger. There's no boring fights.
Well, the one loss to Magomed Ankalaev was a little bit, you know, lackluster. You know, but other than that, every single fight. So of course, I cheated. I put it into Google right now, and the AI says Justin Gaethje, known for chaos, style, and high octane matchups. It also has the former BMF Max Holloway, renowned for the
and Charles too, without a doubt, is you know, you just go through his fights, they're chaos from all the way up when he was at 45, 55, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I've got a couple more from the AI, then I'll throw it to Harrington. To Brian, actually, and we'll finish with Harrington. This is the AI overview. They've also got Robbie Lawler and Carlos Condit in there.
Ooh, that's Robbie Lawler's a good one.
This is one that definitely, you can't deny this. You cannot deny this. Love him or hate him, Conor McGregor.
Of course.
Yeah, that's how a lot of people got into this sport.
Yeah, maybe some of the best striking performances the UFC has ever seen in his early career.
Even the ones that he lost. I mean, the fight with Khabib, the Nate Diaz rivalry, the rise through 145, that performance against Eddie Alvarez, the one-punch knockout over Jose Aldo with all the anticipation. Can't just pretend that didn't happen because some people aren't a fan of some of the antics. And then, to your case, Paul, the AI overview has Tony Ferguson recognized for a chaotic, unpredictable, and durable style.
Yeah.
I really like that one.
That was off my brain.
We don't need AI shit.
Well, I'm glad AI didn't steal my answer because it's Alexander Volkanovski. I think if you show people some of his, I mean, he has some of the most like storybook movie fights we've ever seen. When he was caught with by Brian Ortega in that guillotine or in the armbar, like that fight, that's the fight I would show somebody. That's like, you couldn't have written that in a movie.
And we talked about Max being on that list. He fought him 3 times, so you can't talk about Max without they're talking about not Ortega, Volkanovski.
Herringbone.
So I think this is just from this 3PC forum. Johnny Lawrence said Joanna Jędrzejczyk. He also said Michael Bisping is for sure up there. So I didn't say it. Johnny Lawrence did. But I do agree with him. Kenny Florian had a good idea. Shogun Hua Doesn't get talked about quite that much, but I mean, fought a who's who, especially back then in Pride too. But I think, along those same lines, my pick, the Underground King, Eddie Alvarez, just because, I mean, you get fights in Bellator with the best guys that were ever there, fights in ONE FC. You get every single UFC fight involved him getting cracked, looking like he was on death's door. And then whether or not, like, win or lose, he came back and put on an entertaining performance for rounds and rounds, with that one notable exception at MSG. I don't think you see a boring fight at any point if you watch Eddie Alvarez's entire career.
No.
I've got a question that would have been good on 3 Punch Convo. And where do people find that, Harrington, by the way?
They can head on over to 3punchconvo.com. You can join the conversation. If you're a pro fighter who's interested in learning how to make some money outside the cage, by the way, hit up 3PC at 3Punch Convo on Instagram.
That's
if you have to show
CONVO.
Convo. And it's been a good combo today. A big shout out to all the guests. I've got one question for you. This would have been a good segment.
You could put it up.
If you had to show them one fight, what would that be? This isn't necessarily. I just remember watching this at like 4 a.m. in the UK, in the old house that me and Rebecca used to live in when I first started my career. And it was like the glory days of the light heavyweight division, watching Vanderlei Silva versus Chuck Liddell. And I was just like, holy shit, this fight is amazing.
That's a good question.
You got to go with the classic that started a lot of people, maybe the majority of fans in the UFC that are like my age, which would be Stephan Bonner, Forrest Griffin.
Still to this day gets a massive segment on the Baba O'Reilly intro for the UFC. Goes black and white, which is really cool. Paul?
Oh, God, go to me last. I'm still thinking.
Okay.
I mean, this one feels like I'm cherry picking, but it's like one fight to show a person. Rory McDonald versus Robbie Lawler.
Oh, that's such a good one.
It's such a no doubter, dude. How do you not get invested over the course of 25 minutes?
Yeah.
One fight, Paul. One fight. You're a commentator.
I might go with that one, man. I might stick with Harrington. When he
Tell me
the blood out of his lip all split open. I'm not good at thinking of these things off the top of my head.
Paul was the embodiment there of, tell me you've done 2 hours and 7 minutes on a podcast. Telling me you've done 2 hours and 7 minutes on a podcast.
My answer is Harrington's answer.
I got a good answer. Paul, you keep that one. How about this? Glover versus Jiří. I watched that with no sound at a bar recently, and I watched people like their eyes just kept drifting towards it. People who like didn't seem to be big UFC fans. They couldn't pull their eyes away from it. Such a good fight.
Jiří versus Khalil Roundtree.
Oh, it's a good fight.
Button
what
mashing,
a fight that was. Anyway, we have done 2 hours and almost 10 minutes now. So, Brian, people, if you have a question, you send it into bympod@gmail.com. Make it a video question. Make it interesting. Make it original. Make it fun. Ask us something about our personal lives. We don't necessarily want to know or answer boring questions. Also, while you're here, do us a favor, like the video, subscribe, ring the bell, leave a comment, helps the algorithm section. Remember, if you're on the road, we're also on Spotify, we're on YouTube, wherever you get your podcast. You can see the full videos on Twitter as well when Harrington remembers to put them up. Also, Brian, we got to say, people giving you shit for the timestamps. We're going to have timestamps as well.
Look at them. They have timestamps. You guys are out of your minds. They don't show up during the live stream.
Oh, is that what it is?
Well, they can't. You're on a live stream, right? I mean,
I just because I check in.
I see the comments come up 30 minutes after the show's airing. The show's airing. You can't see the timestamp.
All right. Because I try and interact with the live chat, as you know, every time.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get you in there, man.
Yeah.
All right. And I know this, and this isn't my joke. Someone said it. RJ Clifford. This podcast is almost Irish dragging on. It's the Irish drag on. You got to jump in the live chat, Paul. You got to interact with the believers.
When it airs? It's
tonight at midnight, East Coast. Come on.
Midnight. He's in bed. He's in bed. He's in bed.
And also, when you guys aren't working, hop in the Discord. We are hanging out with piles.
I'm not
of
working this
believers during
weekend.
the fights.
I'm also in bed when it airs, but I'm just having like my little pre-nap, pre-sleep scroll and just interact with the peeps. So I get it, Paul. I get it. Right, Brian, what have we got?
We got a silly question.
Hi guys, Tom here, long time listener, big fan of the show. So I've got a fun question for you today. What if Misfits got in contact with you and offered you a 7-figure contract for one boxing fight? Let's say it's just 4 rounds and each round is 3 minutes long. So which celebrity influencer would you like to fight? Let's hear from all 4 of you guys. I personally would like to see Harrington fight both of the Island Boys at the same time. So let's hear what your answers are. Thanks, guys.
Well, I'll just jump into this real quick. Darren Till has been trying to get me a fight on Misfits, and I didn't say no. And he's like, they want to know who you want to fight. And I said, give me the heavyweight champ. Never mind one of these little chumps. That Chase D'Amour, the heavyweight champ, he just beat Andrew Tate. What is that? 6 2-minute rounds? Bro, I'll smoke him right here, right now, without even a training camp. So what's his name? Mams Taylor. Hey, I'll do it. Never mind 7 figures. I'll probably do it for 6 in a bit. So anyway, let's go.
Give me Salt Pappy, baby. Salt Pappy.
Man, I think Paul would ruin that, dude. Harrington,
of course I would.
You want to fight the Island Boys?
All seriousness, you versus Salt Pappy. I'll take on Chase D'Amour. We'll go in and wipe the floor with the Misfits crew and then just walk off into the sunshine. That's probably what they don't want.
Me and Harrington will tie one arm and one leg together and we'll fight their producers.
I like it.
I mean, dude, me fighting both the Island Boys is dude, just imagine being able to punk their heads together. Sounds so fun.
What do they weigh together? They might weigh 150 pounds together.
Yeah. No, that
Good
would
luck finding them because I think they're kind of eradicated from social media.
You mean Epstein's kids?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I saw that.
The Island Boys had a bit of a crash and burn experience, didn't they? They hit the highs and they're experiencing the lows.
You know, I haven't seen too many people with that many face tattoos make it. It's a very small percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah. The face tat.
Yeah.
I think it would be super fun to fight the guy who just keeps getting slapped. Let me go fight that guy. The guy who the Rampage.
Oh yeah, the guy that Tiki just
Tiki's hit him with an elbow.
Dude's having the worst week ever.
This kid just keeps getting slapped by everybody.
It has to be a bit at this point. He just gets slapped by every. You know who we're talking about, Mike? Have you seen these?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of his name. The little guy.
The dude has been getting punked online for like a month straight.
Yeah, the guy's name is Dean the Great. I think that'd be fun.
Dean the Great. So Harrington versus him. I'll take out the heavyweight champ, Chase D'Amour. Paul Felder's going to smash Salt Pappy. And Brian's just going to just look for the producer. I get it. Good for you. Right, guys, that's the show. Big thanks to Jiří. Big thanks to Loney. Big thank you to Lerone Murphy as well. Good luck next week, brother. And a big thanks to you guys, the believers. Without you, we wouldn't have a show. Paul, give an endearing sign off to everyone that supports you, your career, your ventures, your life, and the podcast.
Listen, everyone out there, we love you here at the Believe You Me podcast. We even love your negative comments. We love your positive comments. We love your suggestions. And when you trash us for timestamps that are on the actual podcast, as long as you're typing in that comment section, we know you're watching. So thank you.
We love you. Goodbye.